Your toddler just said no to putting on shoes, no to breakfast, no to the shirt they picked out and loved yesterday, no to something they asked for 30 seconds ago. And here's the part that's going to sound strange. Your toddler isn't being defiant. They're doing something your own brain does every single day. You just don't notice it in yourself. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you the exact phrase swap that got one's toddler from saying no to almost everything, down to saying it about half as often in under a week. It's one sentence, and it's not what you think. If you're a parent of a 2 or 3-year-old, this is probably your day. You ask them to put on a coat. No. Blue cup or red cup? No. Are they hungry 5 minutes after saying they were starving? No. It's not that your toddler doesn't want the coat or the cup or the food. It's that no has become the automatic answer. A reflex, not an actual decision. You could ask if they want ice cream for dinner and get the same flat no, because the word isn't tracking the question anymore. It's tracking something else entirely. And it's exhausting in a very specific way. Getting dressed turns into a 10-minute standoff. Leaving the house on time stops being possible. Even bedtime, something they were excited about an hour ago, turns into another round of no. It doesn't feel like parenting a toddler anymore. It starts to feel like negotiating with someone who's decided, on principle, to disagree with you. Some days, it's almost funny. Most days, by 6 p.m., it isn't. Somewhere between 18 months and 3 years old, your toddler discovers something enormous. They are a separate person from you. Before this, your yes was basically their yes. If you picked the outfit, that was the outfit. There wasn't really a version of them that existed outside of what you decided for them. Now, for the first time, they got their own preferences, their own opinions, and they have discovered the fastest, simplest tool for proving those preferences exist. And that tool is no. Saying no isn't really about the shoes, the cup, or the coat. It's about testing whether they get a vote in their own life developmentally. This is called autonomy seeking, and it shows up in nearly every toddler on Earth around this age. It's not a phase you need to break. It's a skill you need to redirect. Here's the part that surprises most parents. The more directly you ask a yes or no question, the more likely you are to get a no, even when your toddler doesn't mind the thing you're asking. The question itself invites the reflex. So the goal was never to stop your toddler from asserting control. That instinct becomes independence and decision-making later on. The goal is to hand them control over something that genuinely doesn't matter, so they stop fighting you over what actually does. Most parents' first instinct is to repeat the question. Louder. Slower. Sometimes 3 or 4 times in a row, like the toddler just didn't hear it. The second instinct is bargaining. A treat or a screen to override the no in the moment. And it often works right then. But it teaches something you don't want long-term, that no is a negotiating position, and negotiating positions get rewarded. Neither of these actually fixes the reflex. They just manage one instance of it and set up the exact same fight for tomorrow. So here's what actually works. 3 shifts. Number 1. Replace yes or no questions with choices. Not, do you want your shoes on? Instead, blue shoes or red shoes? The outcome is identical, but now your toddler is the one making the decision. And there's no option built into the question at all. Number 2. Give a warning before any transition. Most no's show up specifically at transition points. Leaving the park, stopping play, getting in the car. A simple 2 more minutes, then shoes gives their brain time to shift gears instead of being ambushed by a demand. Number 3. Name the feeling before you make the request. I know you don't want to stop playing. Pause. We're going to put shoes on now. This tells your toddler they have been heard before you've asked anything of them. And a toddler who feels heard has a lot less reason to dig in. None of these are a script you need word perfect. They're a shift from asking permission to offering a lane. That shift is what changes the reflex, not just the moment. Remember that mom I mentioned at the start? The phrase she swapped was exactly this. She stopped asking, "Do you want to get dressed?" and started asking, "Which shirt? This one or this one?" That's it. One phrase, same routine, same toddler, but the automatic no had nothing left to attach to. Within a week, her mornings looked completely different. Not because her toddler changed, because the question did. If this is the stage you're in right now, you're not doing anything wrong, and neither is your toddler. This is what a developing sense of self looks like up close. It is just loud. If you want the next piece of this, what to do when the tantrum happens anyway, that video is right after this one, and it picks up exactly where today's leaves off. That's the fix, not the whole solution, just tonight's.